We are halfway through 2026, and by the time you see this video, it will already be quarter three. So it is time for me to reflect on my quarter two writing goal and start to plan for the third quarter of the year. And if you want to do this along with me, all you're going to need is a piece of paper and a pen or a laptop, and let's dive right in. So a little recap before we got started. My overarching yearly writing goal is to rewrite my entire fantasy novel, a novel I wrote about 10 years ago. Now in quarter one, I plan to rewrite half of that novel. And by the time I got to the end of quarter one, I realized that because I don't write every day, I have a full-time teaching job, that was unrealistic. So for quarter two, I took the rest of what I hadn't written and made that my second quarter. And now we are going to determine if I was able to do that in the second quarter or not. The great thing about not only creating a yearly goal at the beginning of the year, but pulling it out weekly to reflect on it is that you can readjust in advance if you know you might not make it. So about a month and a half into quarter two, I realized that that was still an unrealistic goal. I was not going to be able to rewrite the entire second half of my novel by July. What I did is I took that goal and I broke it down even further. Instead of rewriting all 47 chapters of this novel, and some of those chapters weren't rewrites, they were new chapters that I was incorporating in, I broke it in half. And I decided that my goal now was going to be rewrite 20 chapters in quarter two. As of today, I have 1.5 chapters to go. I'm probably going to be able to get that done by the end of this coming weekend. So with that spiel out of the way, let's actually dive into the goal setting process that I have been sharing with you every quarter. Very first thing, are you going to accomplish your quarter two goal? A very big yes or no. That's all you need to write. For me, yes, exclamation point. Quarter two goal is being accomplished. From there, I have 3 reflection questions that we're going to focus on first as we look back at how quarter two went. First question is, what went well? So for me, when I was figuring out what was tricky in quarter one, I realized that social media was taking over my life. I was trying to post so much on so many platforms that I committed to cutting that down. And it's been working. Cutting down on posting on social media has given me back so much time that I can use for writing. And the second thing that went really well, which I don't think it's just because I cut out all of that social media creation and posting, I think it also has to do with the fact that I now in the second quarter of the year felt more comfortable in my new teaching job. I wrote more. I wasn't just writing once or twice a week. Give yourself a minute and just write down what went well in your writing life this quarter. It's so great to see all those mini wins on the page. Okay, question number 2 is the tricky question. What was hard? What didn't work out? What was tricky is how I phrase it. The first thing, even though I just said that now that I was feeling more comfortable in my teaching job, I got some of my life back. If you're a teacher, you know that there are seasons of teaching, such as report card time and unit planning time, that spill into your weekends and your evenings and just take over your life. And I am in an amazing school that has a bit of a different yearly school cycle, and I had these 2 back-to-back unit planning sessions that just took weeks to complete. I did not write much at all during that time. And in connection with that, when those cycles are over, it can be difficult to just come back right into my routine. I'm now tired because I've been doing so much after school work. So I think I deserve a break, but then maybe I don't want to write, and then I let it linger a bit longer than it should. So I would say coming back to the routine afterwards, there can be some friction there as well. Excellent. Take a moment, write down what was tricky. Those are going to be super important for the next question. Question number 3, what will I readjust or change for next quarter? And this is why it's super great to have your wins and what was tricky all written down already, because you can determine where in your writing routine or in your writing skills you want to focus to improve, expand, change, what you want to trial out. It might not work the first time, but it's great to be able to notice those pain points and decide which ones you want to focus on now. We don't need to focus on every one if there's way too many that you want to improve on this quarter. So I'm not a morning writer, and I already get up way too early for work. We are not going to try and write in the morning, but I am a type A teacher who loves a good checklist with all the to-dos and always puts my chores and my work before writing. Here's what I'd like to try out. I want to trial writing for 45 minutes after work, before chores happen. So on whatever days I schedule writing, I want to make that flip and just see how that affects. Like, I want to notice my energy levels when I do that. I want to notice even my creativity. Like, does that improve my writing? And I'd love to know what is tricky for you. I wonder if there's a through line with us writers about the sticky bits. Let us know in the comments, and what sort of changes you're hoping to make to those routines and writing skills so that you can continue to improving and be successful in your writing goals. If you're not sure where to go with this, here's a few ideas. Maybe you're going to change how long you're writing for, how often in a week you're writing for. Maybe you want to join a writer's group or find accountability partner. Try out a writing routine or try out scene cards to help you build that strong cause and effect relationship in your plot. There's so many ways that you can take this. It's just time to zoom in on one area of your writer life that you would like to trial improving in quarter 3. Okay, with our quarter 2 reflections done, it is time to get into quarter 3. And the first thing I always like to do, because it's usually on a fresh page, is that I rewrite my overarching yearly goal. So my goal this year is to rewrite my novel. And then under that, I am going to put my quarter 3 writing goal. And so for me, that's a little bit easy because I took my quarter 2 goal and I chopped it in half and I wrote 20 pages in quarter 2, which leaves me about completing the rewrites for the final 27 pages, 27 chapters, not pages, of my novel. What is your quarter 3 writing goal going to be? Go ahead and let us know in the comments and give some love to some of your fellow writers. Let's support each other along this journey. Now you might be thinking, all right, I've set out my quarter 3 goal, closing that laptop, closing that journal. I am good for the quarter. I like to dive a little bit deeper than that. First, I do a bit of a brain dump. I call it tasks. And the brain dump is, what are all the little tasks I know I'll need to do in order to accomplish that goal? So sometimes our goal is still quite big and we're just not sure where we're headed. What are the stepping stones to accomplishing it? So for me, I'm kind of just rewriting what I've been writing for the last 2 quarters. I'm hoping that quarter 4 is going to be a lot more interesting, because if I finish these 27 chapters, I will have officially rewritten the whole novel and be moving into like a final revision of the entire book. So things should change a little bit more. I am going to break down the task of rewriting any chapter. So here's what I do. I reread the chapter from start to finish. I write a fresh scene card, because now I'm using Lisa Cron's Story Genius scene card method, which I did not know about 10 years ago, and it is amazing. I recommend. And after I've rewritten that fresh scene card, then I am rewriting the chapter. So that is my task list. You might not know everything. Other things might come up throughout the quarter, and that is totally okay. But you're brain dumping what's in here so far onto the page so that it's locked away somewhere that you can go to when you get stuck. And the final thing, which I had mentioned at the beginning, is writing your weekly goal. What is the first thing you are going to accomplish the first week of quarter 3? So for me, that is going to be writing the scene card for let me double check, chapter 47. That is my first task. It's not going to take me all week. I'm probably going to at least start rewriting the chapter afterwards, but I just like to break down that one task so I know where to start on the Monday morning, or whenever it is on Monday, that I sit down at my desk, put on my writer's hat, and get going. And that is finally it. So writers, I am wishing you a successful Q3 of 2026. I can't wait to hear all about your writing goal in the comments. And until next time, take care and happy writing.